July 29, 2023. A seemingly ordinary Sunday lunch in the quiet town of Leongatha, Victoria, Australia, turned into a nightmare. For beloved family members gathered for a meal at the home of Erin Patterson. Within days, 3 of them would be dead, and a 4th would fight for his life, all victims of a silent, invisible killer hidden within the food they shared. This is the chilling story of the Leongatha mushroom murders, a case that gripped a nation and exposed the dark potential lurking beneath the surface of family life. The guests were Dawn and Gail Patterson, Erin's former parents-in-law, Gail's sister, Heather Wilkinson, and Heather's husband, Ian Wilkinson. Erin's estranged husband, Simon Patterson, was also invited but, for reasons that would later become chillingly significant, did not attend. The meal served that day was a beef Wellington, a dish that would soon be linked to unimaginable tragedy. Within 24 hours, all 4 guests presented with severe gastrointestinal distress, their conditions rapidly deteriorating. Doctors were initially baffled by the sudden and severe illness affecting all 4 individuals. Standard food poisoning was quickly ruled out due to the speed and severity of the symptoms, which included violent vomiting, diarrhea, and organ failure. As the medical teams fought to save their lives, a crucial detail emerged: all 4 had consumed the same meal prepared by Erin Patterson. This immediately triggered alarm bells and the involvement of local authorities. Forensic testing soon revealed the horrifying truth: the beef Wellington contained lethal levels of toxins produced by death cap mushrooms, one of the world's most poisonous fungi. Just a single bite of this seemingly innocuous mushroom can cause irreversible liver and kidney damage, often leading to death. The focus of the investigation now shifted squarely onto the source of these deadly mushrooms and the circumstances surrounding the preparation of the meal.
This is the first time we, the public, are able to hear what only those who were in the courtroom previously had heard, and that's Erin Patterson in her own voice. This is a police record of interview that was done shortly after she was taken in for questioning, and it's been released as part of a trove of documents and recordings made by the Supreme Court today after her murder conviction last month for 3 murders. Now, what you're about to hear is the entire police record of interview, including questions and answers from Erin Patterson.
This is a DVD recorded interview between Detective Leading Senior Constable Stephen Eppingstall and Erin Patterson of 84 Gibson Street, Leongatha, conducted at the Wonthaggi Police Station on Saturday the 5th of August 2023. Other person present is my corroborator,
Detective Senior Constable David Martin LK 40053.
Right. Erin, do you agree the time is now 4:41 PM by my watch?
Yep.
Alright. Could you please state your full name and address for me?
Erin Patterson, 84 Gibson Street, Leongatha.
Alright. Erin, I intend to interview you today in relation to the death of 2 people, being Gail Patterson and Heather Wilkinson. Before continuing, I must inform you that you do not have to say or do anything, but anything you say or do is being recorded and may be used in evidence in court.
Okay.
Do you understand that information?
Yeah.
Alright, I must also inform you of the following rights. You may communicate with or attempt to communicate with a friend or relative to tell that person of your whereabouts.
Okay.
You may communicate with or attempt to communicate with a legal practitioner. If you're not an Australian citizen or permanent resident here in Australia, you may communicate with or attempt to communicate with the consular office of the country of which you are a citizen.
Okay.
Do you understand all of these rights?
Yep.
Okay. Do you wish to exercise any of these rights before the interview proceeds?
No, sorry. No, I don't.
That's all right. Now, I'll just confirm with you that you've had an opportunity to speak to a solicitor before this interview commenced. Okay, and you're happy with that?
Yep.
Alright. Now, I'll also remind you that your rights are with you for the entire time you're with us. Okay, so if you decide later on you want to exercise on any of those rights, you just let me know and we'll do that. Alright? Now, what is your age and date of birth?
48, 30th of the 9th, 74.
And are you an Australian citizen?
Yeah.
Are you a permanent resident here in Australia?
I was born here and I live here and I'm a resident of Australia. Is that what that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And are you of Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander descent?
No.
Okay. Right. Now, as we discussed earlier, and we've been together for a few hours now. It was after 11:30 that we came to your house today. We want to discuss the deaths of Heather Wilkinson and Gail Patterson today with you. When we were at the house earlier, we discussed that you hadn't really been kept in the loop, and it had come as news to you that Heather and Gail had both passed away. Following eating at your house, Donald, Ian, Gail and Heather all become so ill that they ultimately ended up in the intensive care unit at both the Dandenong Hospital and then moved to the Austin Hospital. Alright. Following that, they had a deterioration in their condition, and that they become so ill that their livers have failed. Alright. Donald underwent transplant last night. Okay, and his condition is still extremely critical as of last report. Heather and Gail passed away. Alright. In relation to Ian, I don't have a current prognosis in relation to where he's at. As of late yesterday, the diagnosis isn't great for him either. We're trying to understand what has made them so ill. You understand?
Yeah.
While we're asking these questions.
Yeah.
Conversely, we're trying to understand why you're not that ill. Okay? So you understand why we're interviewing you today?
Yeah, I do. But I'm sure you understand too that, like, I've never been in a situation like this before, and I've been very, very helpful with the health department through the week because I wanted to help that side of things as much as possible, because I do want to know what happened. So I've given them as much information as they've asked for and offered up all the food and all the information about where the food came from.
No, I fully understand that.
Yeah.
All right. At the house, and I must say, for the record again, you were very helpful at the house, and you did point out a couple of things for us that will help us with our investigation. Mainly the fruit platter that you said Heather bought for you, and the gravy in the fridge in the pantry that you said was from the night, and you kept on advice from the health department. So thank you for that. You also pointed out a recipe book on the counter, and you referred me to page 250 odd, a recipe for beef Wellington that you indicated was the recipe that you cooked. Okay. Alright, on what we saw at your address in Leongatha. We didn't see a lot of food from Asian grocers or Indian grocers or those kind of stores.
To look in my fridge, I've got a lot of Asian cooking stuff in my fridge.
Yeah. Okay. Alright. Are we likely to find more of that kind of stuff in your Mount Waverley address, do you think, or?
No, because I did a big clean out of the pantry and fridge the last time that I was there, because I want to sell that place.
Okay. Alright.
So the pantry and fridge there will be empty.
Okay. So you want to sell that place? Alright, no problem. Obviously, we've got concerns in relation to these mushrooms and where they've come from. Okay. Is that something you've done in the past, foraging for mushrooms or anything like
Never.
that? Never.
Never.
Right. Do you preserve foods or anything like that?
No.
Have you ever dehydrated food or anything like that? Okay. You've described to me relationship with your ex-partner Simon. Right. I'd like to understand why you had his parents and his uncle and auntie over for lunch on the 29th of July.
Because I've got no other family, so they're the only support I've got
Okay.
left, and they've always been really good to me.
Yeah.
And I want to maintain those relationships with them,
Yeah.
in spite of what's happened with Simon.
Yeah. Okay.
I love them a lot. They've always been really good to me, and they always said to me that they would support me with love and emotional support, even though Simon and I were separated, and I've really appreciated that.
Yeah.
Because my parents are both gone.
Yeah.
My grandparents are all gone. They're the only family that I've got,
Yeah.
and they're the only grandparents that my children have, and I want them to stay in my kids' life,
Yeah.
and that's really important to me. And I think Simon hated that I still had a relationship with his parents, but I love them. Nothing that's ever happened between us, nothing he's ever done to me will change the fact that they're good, decent people that have never done anything wrong by me ever.
So we've been told that on the 31st of July, so 2 days after the lunch, you went to the Leongatha hospital, okay, and that you were only there for about 5 minutes and then you left. Can you explain why you went there for 5 minutes?
Yeah, because I just went there thinking I needed a couple of bags of saline because I was really dehydrated. And they said, we want to admit you and send you to Melbourne.
Yeah.
And when you've got animals at home,
Yep.
and children who have multiple after-school activities, you can't just be told to drop everything and you're off to Melbourne for overnight. So I had to...
Erin Patterson cooperated with the initial police inquiries, claiming the deaths were a terrible accident. She stated that she had foraged for a mixture of mushrooms and had also purchased addition. In a move that stunned medical staff and later raised significant suspicion, Erin Patterson discharged herself from the hospital against medical advice. She cited the need to make arrangements for her children as her reason for leaving, signing a formal document acknowledging the risks of her decision. This refusal to stay, despite the grave situation of her guests and the doctor's explicit warnings, immediately sent alarm bells ringing.
Us up to speed. We'll return to both of you. Now, just quickly, some breaking news in. We've got new insight. We're going to have more of the 000 call that started the police investigation to play you in full. That is coming up in just a few minutes. The team are preparing that right now. And still to come in 7 special coverage, how Erin tied herself up in knots. From cancer claims to erasing multiple mobile phones, her biggest lies, in her own words, exposed. Psychology of a killer. Our experts here, and they've listened to the trial. Now they'll walk us through the explosive moments they say revealed Erin's true colours. The victims remembered their supporters' reply to the verdict, just ahead. And Erin's prison life. We're live with new details on life inside the serial killer's cell. Stay right here. You're watching Justice Served, the Mushroom Murderer. Back in a minute. Welcome back. Straight to a live shot now. You're looking at the Dame Phyllis prison where Erin is spending her first night behind bars. We're going to give you a bit of an inside look soon and learn about Erin's new cellmates. There's some pretty infamous names there, and of course the macabre question many are asking, what may be her first meal behind bars. We're also getting exhibits from the court trial released tonight. These are the pieces of evidence that were presented to the jury to help them make up their mind. I want to play for you the 000 call from a concerned doctor, Dr. Christopher Webster, who became curious when Erin skipped Leongatha Hospital after presenting with symptoms.
Emergency Services. Hello, what address do you need the police? This is Dr. Chris Webster calling from Leongatha Hospital, and I have a concern regarding a patient that presented here earlier but has left the building and is potentially exposed to a fatal toxin from mushroom poisoning, and I've tried several times to get hold of her on her mobile phone.
What's her name?
The last name is Patterson, Patterson.
First name?
Erin, Erin.
When did she present at hospital?
At 8:05
Today. Mushroom poisoning, you said?
Yeah, so there were 5 people that ate a meal on Saturday, and 2 of them are in intensive care at Dandenong Hospital. 2 have just been transferred from Leongatha Hospital to Dandenong Hospital, and Erin presented this morning with symptoms of poisoning.
And what happened when she presented? She just got up and left?
No, there was time for the nurse to begin observations, and I was managing the other critically unwell patient, so I had a brief chat to her about where the mushrooms were obtained, and after that, while I was attending the other patients, the nurse informed me that she had discharged herself against medical advice. She was only here for 5 minutes.
Okay. And just to clarify, you said there were 4 other people who ate the same meal, is that correct?
Yeah, so the meal was consumed by 5 people, and 4 of those people are now hospitalised, and Erin presented this morning.
I've got the police notified for 84 Gibson Street, Leongatha in Victoria. Would you like them to contact you with an outcome?
Yes, I'd be happy for them to contact me at any time on the mobile number. Okay, thank you very much for your help.
Yeah, quite incredible insight. That's where it all began, thanks to that doctor's phone call. So let's unpack where it started to fall apart for Erin Patterson. Lies, a lot of contradictions, and a transcript that paints a picture certainly of deception and destruction. So let's go through some of the most explosive statements that helped seal...
Adding another layer to this perplexing episode, Patterson did return to the hospital approximately 90 minutes later and was subsequently admitted for treatment. However, her initial decision to leave against medical advice became a significant piece of circumstantial evidence during the trial. It fueled questions about the severity of her own alleged symptoms and her willingness to undergo recommended treatment, further undermining her claims of accidental poisoning. The investigation intensified, with forensic teams meticulously examining Patterson's home. A significant piece of evidence soon emerged. Patterson admitted to disposing of a food dehydrator after the lunch, claiming she panicked due to the accusations being leveled against her. Police located the discarded dehydrator in a landfill. Forensic analysis revealed traces of death cap mushrooms within the appliance. This raised serious questions about the preparation of the mushrooms and Patterson's subsequent actions. While the prosecution did not present a definitive motive to the jury during the trial, the investigation delved into the complex relationships surrounding Erin Patterson. Her marriage to Simon Patterson had been fraught with difficulties, and the relationship with her former in-laws, Dawn and Gail, was reportedly strained at times. Investigators explored these dynamics, seeking to understand if any underlying conflicts could have played a role in the tragic events.
There are shock new details in Victoria's deadly mushroom case, with police claiming Erin Patterson tried to kill her ex-husband 4 times before the fatal meal. The 49-year-old is now facing 5 charges of attempted murder as well as 3 charges of murder. We'll have live updates coming in from Currumborough and police headquarters as Erin Patterson spends her first night inside prison.
Victoria's most infamous home cook in custody, accused of devising a recipe for murder. Erin Patterson, now an accused killer, charged with 3 counts of murder and 5 counts of attempted murder. In a twist, 4 of the attempted murder charges relate to her ex-husband Simon Patterson between 2021 and the day of the toxic lunch, where she's accused of serving beef Wellington containing death cap mushrooms. Today, the mother of 2 faced a Morwell magistrate after spending her first night in a custody cell. She stared down reporters as she entered the room.
How's your client doing in custody?
She's good, thanks.
7 News can tonight reveal computer equipment seized from her Leongatha home yesterday was found hidden across the property and uncovered by the Federal Police detector dogs. This fresh evidence, police say, will now need to be analysed before the next court appearance, which they expect to take 20 weeks, time for them to analyse the seized evidence. Erin Patterson was softly spoken in court, wearing glasses and the same grey jumper she was wearing when she was arrested yesterday. The 49-year-old is facing 3 murder charges. The first over the death of Heather Wilkinson, who died on August 4 after the deadly meal. The second over Gail Patterson's death. The 70-year-old also died on August 4. The third murder charge relates to the death of Donald Patterson. He died on August 5. Erin Patterson is also facing 5 charges of attempted murder. The first for Ian Wilkinson, the local pastor who fought back from intensive care. The second attempted murder charge relates to her ex-husband Simon Patterson, who was meant to be at that fatal lunch but never showed. Police will allege Ms. Patterson attempted to kill him on 3 previous occasions, once between November 16 and 17 in 2021, again in May 2022, and a third time in September that same year.
Will she be fighting these charges, Mr. Dew?
It's early days and we haven't received a brief.
Element that was initially excluded from the jury's consideration during the trial but later came to light after the suppression order was lifted. Pre-trial hearings revealed deeply concerning allegations. Erin Patterson's estranged husband, Simon, testified in these hearings that he believed Erin had attempted to poison him on 3 separate occasions prior to the fatal lunch. He reportedly kept a spreadsheet documenting illnesses he experienced after consuming meals prepared by her. While these allegations did not form part of the charges in the murder trial, their emergence paints a disturbing picture and raises profound questions about a potential pattern of behavior. The 9-week trial in the Supreme Court of Victoria was a meticulous examination of the evidence gathered by investigators. The prosecution presented the forensic findings, Patterson's conflicting statements, and circumstantial evidence pointing towards her culpability. While a specific motive remained elusive, the cumulative weight of the evidence aimed to convince the jury that the deaths were not accidental. Patterson maintained her innocence throughout the trial, her defense focusing on the possibility of a tragic foraging accident. On July 7, 2025, after lengthy deliberations, the jury reached a unanimous verdict, guilty on all 3 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. The verdict signaled the jury's rejection of Patterson's defense and their conviction that she had intentionally poisoned her family members. The courtroom fell silent as the weight of the decision settled, a moment of profound gravity for the victims' families and the entire community. Despite the guilty verdict, the precise motive behind Erin Patterson's alleged actions remains unclear to the public. The trial focused on the how of the crime, leaving the why shrouded in speculation and conjecture. The pre-trial allegations regarding Simon Patterson offer a disturbing glimpse into a potential pattern, but the full truth behind this horrific act may never be definitively known. The Erin Patterson case is a stark reminder that even in seemingly ordinary lives, unimaginable darkness can take root. It underscores the importance of thorough investigation, the power of forensic science, and the enduring quest for truth in the face of profound tragedy. The pursuit of understanding such chilling acts is a difficult but necessary endeavor. To delve deeper into the shadows of crime and explore the complexities of human behavior, be sure to subscribe to Truth in Shadows, State Crime Archive. Like this video to support our in-depth investigations, share it to keep these important discussions alive, and comment below with your thoughts on this disturbing case and the lingering questions it leaves behind. We will continue to bring you the stories that lie beneath the surface.